In this video, we're going to start to look at policies from this year's budget that will look to target inflation, economic growth, and the goal of full employment. We're going to look at how the stance will affect each of them, as well as a specific policy that will target each of these goals. Together, we refer to these three goals together as what we call domestic economic stability or internal stability. So, low inflation. To start off with, the contractionary stance of this year's budget is good for inflation, even though it's only a mildly contractionary stance, because there's a smaller gap between injections and leakages. That should help to have some positive effect on slowing down aggregate demand, although that's not really the intention of the budget. Alright, specific policy within this year's budget that's going to help inflation is what we call the $1.1 billion National Innovation and Science Agenda. And what I suggest you know is basically the name of the agenda and then sort of 4 or 5 things that are part of this National Innovation and Science Agenda. So basically the idea of it is to embrace technology and science and encourage businesses to take risks and be as innovative as possible. It's also about trying to get our most intelligent people to work together to find solutions to problems that the world is facing, basically being innovative and entrepreneurial for our future. It includes 24 initiatives that are worth $1.1 billion in total over the next 4 years, and it's basically trying to boost productivity and competitiveness. So by investing in innovation and education, we're becoming more productive in a whole range of fields. Now we're just going to look at some of the things that are actually included within this National Innovations and Science Agenda. First thing, if you start up your own business, they're giving you tax concessions or tax breaks for anyone that's willing to invest or anyone that's willing to start up their own business. So those who innovate and start up their own firms or create their own jobs essentially by starting up their own business will be eligible for tax concessions. So that's one thing that they're doing. Other things that they're doing is they're changing the visa system to make it easier for people with entrepreneurial talent to come into Australia. So anybody that they see as particularly gifted or has talent to start their own business will find it easier to receive a visa. They're spending $25 million over the next 5 years to develop what we call a silicon quantum computing technology. I don't think any of you are going to remember that, or I don't think I would be able to, but basically they're spending $25 million on trying to improve computation and communication technology. They're spending $51 million over the next 5 years on online computing challenges. So they're trying to get students in years 5 to year 7, basically giving support to teachers to try and incorporate ICT better into their curriculum in order to try and improve the creativity and productivity of our workforce. So the idea is to make us more productive, expand our productive capacity and reduce cost-push inflationary pressures. So some of the things, I know there's sort of a lot of information here. Define what the National Innovation and Science Agenda is. Talk about that it's giving tax breaks for people that are being innovative, that it is making it easier for people to get a visa if they have specific entrepreneurial talent. It's putting money into schools so they will adjust their curriculum so that it's creating more innovative minds. They've also putting $51 million into online computing challenges from years 5 to 7. So ICT summer schools for older students and an annual Cracking the Code national competition, which is again trying to get people to be entrepreneurial and creative. And they're also going to provide a lot of support for teachers to try and implement these policies into their curriculum through online learning activities and expert help. So support for schools to try and drive the digital literacy age. The other thing that they're doing as part of this policy is trying to encourage young people to explore self-employment opportunities and try and become more entrepreneurial by putting extra funding into making it easy for people to become their own bosses. So basically giving grants and subsidies for people to start up their own businesses. So to sum up this National Innovation and Science Agenda, first of all, know what it is, know that it's worth $1.1 billion. And then talk about how it's all about trying to boost productivity and trying to create more entrepreneurial, creative people. And then they're doing this by 1, giving tax concessions for people that are starting up their own business. 2, they are giving money to schools to try and implement more digital and creative pedagogy into schools. 3, they're making it easy for people to get visas if they're entrepreneurial. 4, they are putting money into, there was another one. They're putting money into school, basically programs for younger students so they'll be involved in certain competitions that will help to boost their intelligence as well. That's what the National Innovation and Science Agenda is all about. So define the goal of low inflation, talk about what the National Innovation and Science Agenda is all about, and then link it to us being more productive and more entrepreneurial and reducing cost-push inflationary pressures in the long term. Next video, we'll look at policies to boost strong